Welcome to another report. I'm Leon Bibb. Always glad to have you with us. In a world that has become accustomed to family legacies of success, prestige, generational wealth, the age-old rags to riches story may seem of a different age. Yet, under the surface, many still cling to the American dream that hard work, diligence, mixed with a little luck, can elevate us beyond our circumstances. But success should be measured by more than what you've acquired from the world. Real success should be measured by what you have given back. Well, such is the story of today's guest. From his humble beginnings, Michael Dowling has risen to run one of the largest health systems in the U.S. As CEO of Northwell Health, he has used that position to create a culture of kindness that positively impacts the lives of millions. So we welcome Michael Dowling to the show. Good to have you with us.
Wonderful. Delighted to be here.
I said in our open here that you began in real humble surroundings. That was your childhood in Limerick, Ireland.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I grew up in a farming community on the southwest of Ireland, and we ourselves did not have a farm. I actually started out milking cows for local farmers when I was very young, around 8 or 9 years old, because it was a barter system. I would milk cows for a local farmer, and then my family would get the milk free. Yeah. My mother was completely deaf, but a wonderful, wonderful lady, absolutely terrific, and she was unbelievably kind, unbelievably caring, believed in all those things, the right things to believe in. My father was a very, very hard worker, but he suffered terribly at a very young age from arthritis. We grew up in a home without electricity, without running water, without bathrooms. We did not even have an outhouse. It was a thatch roof, mud floor, mud walls, 3 rooms, small, and there were 5 of us. And I was the oldest. And as a kid, I dreamed of going to college. And I was fascinated with studying. I loved reading, which I still do, one of my favorite pastimes. And my mother was the same. She loved to read. And she always had books around. So I was very, very fortunate to be able to, at a very young age, read the speeches of Churchill, for example, or read Shakespeare. She would find old books and I would just devour them. But when I got to the age of 16, because things were pretty bad at home, I decided that I would leave. It wasn't easy. My mother wasn't too happy about this, but she understood it. So I went to England and I worked in steel factories. Came back from England, went to college. I had enough money to pay the initial tuition, but I didn't have enough money to sustain myself during college. So what I did during the first year was I would go to college 1 week and I would work in construction the next week. And I never thought any of this was difficult, by the way. So people said to me, well, wasn't this very, very hard? I never thought of it like that. To me, it was all about taking advantage of opportunities that show up in front of you, and you just go work hard and do that which is right. But at the end of the first year in college, I had to decide how to pay for the second year. So I then decided to come to the United States. So I came here to the United States by myself. And I arrived in Manhattan. I ended up getting a job on the docks in the west side of Manhattan. And so for the next 2 years, I would work here in New York 6 to 7 months. And then I went back to college during the winter months.
In Ireland?
In Ireland. So I finished my undergraduate in Ireland. And after I finished college in Ireland, graduated, I came back to the United States and I stayed working on the docks. And then after a few years, I started working in construction. And in the meantime, I decided to go for my graduate degree. So I went to Fordham University. And I went to Fordham University and graduated. And I've always been involved in student politics. I like to take somewhat of a role or be a constructive contributor when you're part of something rather than just existing. And I graduated Fordham with a master's degree in social welfare. And I stayed working in construction. And, you know, things happen in life that you get lucky. And you get very fortunate. And I've been very lucky.
You combine that luck with the hard work and the diligence.
So Fordham called me one day and said, would I come back to Fordham to teach an adjunct course? Now I sat there thinking, oh my God, that's a great opportunity. But I said, why not? I'll teach a course. So it asked me to come back. And over the next couple of years, I taught a number of courses. In the meantime, I decided to go to Columbia to pursue a doctorate. And then Fordham asked me to come on faculty full-time. So I became a full professor at Fordham. And then I became the assistant dean at the Fordham University Graduate School of Social Service and Lincoln Center. So I was in academia for many, many years, teaching, administration, something that I initially, way back years before, had not thought I would be doing. But I wasn't totally surprised because I always look upon life as a ladder and you keep climbing.
There's a common thread through all of this, though. No matter what you were doing, I see a common thread.
Common thread is aim high, work hard, have the right values, continue deal with people decently, be respectful, build trust, be kind to people.
You mentioned the word kindness a few seconds ago. Did you learn that in Limerick? Did you learn that in those humble beginnings?
My mother primarily. My mother was one who always emphasized from day one, treat people well, treat people the way you would like to be treated, promote, continue, be decent, be respectful, have integrity, be honest, build trust, because trust, progress moves at the speed of trust. But education was central to the way she thought. The way she thought about things. She always said, education, education, education is the passport to a better future.
Now, as the CEO of Northwell, you seem to combine that leadership, strength, and kindness. They're all in one mixture for you as the CEO.
I'm a big proponent of creating a culture that is very community focused, that understands the interdependence of us all. Because the organizations, if they want to be good, have to be built on the foundation of a strong culture. Teamwork, collaboration, caring, decency. And that is a major, major part of what we do. And this is why, for example, I meet every new employee that is hired at Northwell. We hire 250 people every single week. And I meet everyone. And I have been doing it every week for 22 years.
What does that meeting with them, you think, do for them?
First of all, it indicates to them that there is respect for them by having the leader of the organization come personally to meet with them, that they are important, that they are the essence of the organization, because good organizations is based upon the work and the caring and the competence of the people. And for me, it gives me a very good sense of who are the people that we're bringing in. I get to see all of the people that we're bringing in every week. This is not coming in and saying, welcome, and then walk out. I spent 2.5 hours with them. I say, you don't have a job here at Northwell, you have an obligation and a responsibility. Because healthcare is a different it's a different mission-focused organization. And you've got to care about what you do. If you don't care about what you do, then you obviously should find a job someplace else, because this is not where a job exists. This is why I say I don't ever fire anybody. I ask people who by their actions and their behaviors indicate that they don't want to be part of the community that we're trying to build, then I will oblige them.
You've witnessed the effects of gun violence, specifically on children, to the point that you took an action regarding gun violence. Tell me about this.
About 9 years ago, sitting at home one evening on a Sunday, and there had been a mass shooting. And I follow very closely what goes on nationally and regionally. And I sat there and I said, this is a public health issue. Yet very few healthcare leaders are talking about it. If guns are the leading cause of death for kids, why are healthcare leaders silent? Why are they not talking about the idea that it is a public health issue and they have a responsibility to figure out how to do something about it? So I took an ad out in the New York Times, a full-page ad, And I basically made a statement like this saying, this is a public health issue. Guns are the leading cause of death for kids. We see the results of that in our facilities. We see the results in our mental health clinics. We see the results in our emergency rooms. I've been in the emergency rooms when I see kids coming in being shot. And then I called out to other health systems around the country to say, we got to get involved in this. And there was almost silence. Very few people wanted to get involved. So inside Northwell, I created a Center for Gun Violence Prevention and Safety. Set up our own infrastructure, our own organization. We have been doing an awful lot of community health issues. But over the years, as I reached out to other health systems, people started to get involved. Now, some people had been involved in some other ways over the years. I'm not saying that there was nobody doing anything, but overall, people were not standing up talking about it. Today, I have a CEO council, a national CEO council of 70 executives, 70 CEOs of the biggest health systems in the country, who are now have joined with me, and it's the CEO Council on Gun Violence Prevention and Safety. We meet every quarter. We hold annual meetings in New York City every year. The next one is coming up on March 5th. We bring together some of the top experts from around the United States and overseas on the issue of gun violence. We have just developed a relationship with the Ad Council, and we've been raising money for them, and they're now going to be launching a major national campaign on gun violence prevention and safety. So it has become one of the major issues that Northwell has become known for over the years in terms of our external activity, because this is only one of the things that we work on, but it is unbelievably important. The United States should not be known and be distinctive because it has a statistic that guns are the leading cause of death for kids.
You are going to step down from the CEO position after 23 years. What are your plans when you step down? I'm
going to stay on in the organization. I'm not leaving. I'm just stepping down from the day to day, and I want to focus on a bunch of public policy issues that I think are very important, some including inside the organization. I want to get more and more involved in the whole area of leadership development. I want to be involved much more on the area of mental health, which, by the way, is one of the issues that deserves extreme attention these days, because there is a growing epidemic of anxiety, depression, and suicide among young people, some of it associated directly with social media and the effect of social media, which is not kind to kids, by the way. Teaches them and influences them, in my view, all the wrong way. And so I want to be spending a lot more time on that. We have inside the organization an Institute of Learning and Innovation, which I created years and years ago, and I want to spend more time on that. And obviously I want to spend more time publicly talking about issues that are important.
Thank you so much for being with us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We've been chatting with Michael Dowling, who is the CEO of Northwell Health, and he's been talking about his entire life, how the things he learned at home with his mother in very humble beginnings in Limerick, Ireland, all the way to the present day, and how kindness has played a role in his life. I'm Leon Bibb. That's the Kindland Report. We'll see you next time.